Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the King Leo pre-show. How's everyone doing tonight? Happy Tuesday. King Leo Tuesday. Why is this sound double? What's going on here? Hello? Is that better? Or hang on, maybe I'm just tripping. You guys tell me if there's an echo or not. We're in the pre-show. How are we doing? What's up, J-Boss? How you doing, sir? Very excited for this show. We have a lot going on. Actually, I'll hear here. Let me see if the audio's okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the King Leo pre-show. How's everyone doing tonight? Happy Tuesday. Am I going crazy? King Leo Tuesday. All right. Sounds fine to... I'm doing well, man. Dude, I'm literally becoming Hulk Hogan, though. This is becoming an issue for me. Where how you doing, Eves? I'm starting to think like Alex the Mechanic. It's becoming a problem because I understand why these wrestlers go crazy now. I couldn't think of King Leo rants to do because I was in Alex the Mechanic mode. Let me show you. That's the plugs. So we'll do the plugs here first. I want to show you this. Damn, this is pissing me off. What is wrong with this microphone? 1 second. Let me check this here. It's monitor and output. Hello, hello. Does that? No, that's not good. That's fine. Okay, that's weird. Let me ask Gemini. Fuck it. Why not? Let me ask Gemini. We haven't started the show. My mic is working fine in OBS, but I'm hearing a bit of an echo. Am I tripping? See what it says. How you doing, Spring? How you doing, Eves? J-Boss? Yeah, monitor and output to monitor only. Duplicate desktop capture. Check if you have any other apps like a Discord call or browser tab previewing. Maybe paying back your audio as I delay, close them, or mute this preview. Check Windows listening. All right, whatever, dude. We'll do the show like this if it's fine. It's just an echo for me. Whatever. All right, let's get into the show, everyone. Firstly, we have to do the plugs. And the biggest thing you can do, obviously, is subscribe. It's completely free. It helps the show a lot. Like the video. Check out the new videos today. But what I'm really passionate about, and also join the Patreon, obviously. Let me show you the Patreon here real quick. The Patreon, we have Ringo Lamb on there. He's the guy who's most active on there. Really fun guy to talk to. I enjoy my time talking to him there. Very smart guy. I can't dox him. I can't talk about him. But whatever. Join the Patreon. $5 or $20 a month gets you access to the King Leo Movie Club. Jen, I'm on it. Tomorrow, I'm uploading all of the stuff that should be for your membership tier on YouTube to YouTube. I've been catching up with a lot of shit. Okay. We also have the Discord servers. All these links are in the description and the What Would a Postmodernist bracelet, parody bracelet. But the most important is if you go on Facebook and find Alex the Mechanic, dude, if you follow this page, you are going to have the best fucking time of you can't read this before bed. You cannot. This is the most trite, stupid shit I have ever done in my life. And it has had the most amazing reception. You want to see how insanely stupid this is? You want to see how stupid this is? Let's watch this real quick. And you will enjoy every fucking minute.
You have Ryan Gosling play Rosa Parks. I think it's important to know also that Obama is the one who started woke. It was Obama who brought in the woke globalist agenda that took over the world. Obama, think about when all of these movies started to cast Hamilton, a bunch of people. I remember it was Lin-Manuel Miranda pretending he was the founding fathers. You can't do that. That doesn't make any sense. Would you have Ryan Gosling play Rosa Parks? It doesn't make sense. Obama had Hamilton at the White House. He had him rapping the Hamilton song there. That was a disgrace for our country. All of that, all of these movies, The Little Mermaid being a black woman. And listen, there's nothing wrong with people we all want to see everyone's stories. You're going to have a black lady play The Little Mermaid? That doesn't even make any sense. All of that happened because of Obama. Obama was a cultural menace.
If you go on this Facebook, first of all, you can message me here. I'll get back to you. Who was it? I forgot his YouTube name. Crust Punk was on here. He's cool. We talked here. We can talk through Messenger, which is actually pretty convenient. But man, if you get in here and read the comments, you are going to laugh your ass off, man. This is
when we
insane
see him,
how people believe this.
when
Like,
we see,
it's crazy. It's insane. They are so angry. It's hilarious. It's so good. Anyway, please go follow Alex the Mechanic on Facebook. It's my favorite thing I've ever done in my life, honestly. Real performance art. All right. Welcome to the King Leo Show, everyone. We need to start on time today because we have a lot to get through. We have to start with our usual Schizo Watch, and it's been a crazy weekend, okay? We have to catch up with Iran. We have to catch up with Tucker Carlson, a lot of stuff. But before we do any of that, thankfully, someone posted it on Twitter. I just wanted to start off. This was in 2021. We were looking for this clip last time, and I want us all to remember that wonderful time during the pandemic. So let's just sit here and watch this, okay? Because this was a grand old time. Dr. Fauci, give us vaccines. Help all the people who have been quarantined. We'll wear our masks and we'll have to stay distant. We'll wash our hands and we'll be more resistant. Fauci, yes? Promise us, please. We'll have a cure that can fight off this disease. Restrictions will lift with some ease. Dr. Fauci, don't forget me. What I don't understand about this in retrospect is, first of all, it's a banger. I love it. It's so good. Dude, this kid should have gotten a fucking record off of this. I love this kid. Obviously, he's autistic, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. We're all a little autistic. What I am wondering when I rewatched it, because in the last show we played it, what I wonder is, did he want people to sing along with him? And that's why he printed these. Because sometimes you're like, is he reading it? But he's not. And you know what I mean? I don't understand. Was this meant, like, did he feel bad at the end of it? He's like, why aren't they singing it with me? Because otherwise, why would he make the cards? Because those look handmade. Handmade, but with like a typography thing. And this was a crazy time to be in America. To be anywhere in the world, to be honest. What a terrible time. But I just really wonder, was he trying to get us to sing with him? What was he doing? What was bro cooking? What was he cooking? All right. That's enough. All right. We have to get to something serious. Oh, I didn't even play us in. What am I doing? Okay. This isn't funny anymore. Hi, Jen. It's not fucking funny. It's not funny anymore, Michaela. Michaela, what is going on here? What is going on here, Michaela? Where is he? It's not funny anymore. This isn't funny anymore. Happy Father's Day, Jordan Peterson, miss you. It's not funny anymore. Where is Jordan Peterson? Where is he?
just woke.
Where did you put Jordan? Where is he? Where is Jordan Peterson? It's not funny anymore. This is not fair.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
It's not fair. What is going on here? What is going on? Where is he? Where is he? I don't like him, as I've said before. Where the hell is he? He is getting the Kiriakou special in his basement.
Do you waterboard him? Do you sleep deprive him? Do you put him in a cold cell? Do you beat him? Do you put cockroaches on him? Do you put hummus up his ass?
It's not fair, ladies and gentlemen. It's not fair. Where is this man? Where is he? Where is he? I saw this, I'm I get up, Father's Day, you call your parents, Happy Father's Day, blah, blah, blah. Go on Twitter, Happy Father's Day, Jordan Peterson, miss you. Where is he? Where is he? I don't get it. Where is he? Where is he? No update from his side, by the way. He didn't say thank you, Michaela, on Twitter. Where is he? I'm the only one who cares. Let's continue. I had to play this here. Dude, this echo is really bad in my ear. What's going on here? Let me see here. To make it better for me. Does this make it better for me? No. Or does it? Actually, hello. Does that make sense? What the fuck is going on here? Hello. No, it's not. That's so weird. All right, what if I do this?
I grew up on one.
Can you guys hear me if I talk like this? Yes, you can. I got it. I'm a genius. I fixed it. All right, perfect. Let me know if the audio is okay. We have to look at Chamath. I made a video about him today for the channel. Chamath is one of the worst people on the planet. Chamath is evil. Like, he's genuinely a bad person. And we love grifters. We love scammers. We love liars. Spring says, do you have two apps playing your voice? I don't think so. I really don't. Check your fucking... No, I don't. This is better. If you guys can hear me, then I'm satisfied here. Let me know if you can hear me. Actually, let me fucking check. What am I doing? Why am I relying on the audience? This is a self-sufficient show. We're a conservative show. We don't play around like that. So where's the fucking show playing? There we go. Let me see. Don't. Check here. Perfect. Okay, it's working. All right, we have to look at this here. This is Chamath. What's his last name? It's Chamath. He goes like Sting. He thinks he's Sting. He thinks that he's Madonna. He thinks he can go by one name, like he's some pop star. No, you're not, Chamath. You're not a pop star. You're just a guy. Okay? You're just a guy that was a great scammer, and I appreciate that. But as I said in my video today, then act like Andrew Tate, because I'm tired of this. All right? I want to show you what his origin story is. So then I can tell you the real one, which I told today, real quick. Let's watch this here. This is very interesting news.
Welfare. And my mother was initially a housekeeper, and then she was a nurse's aide. She was probably making $8, $9, $10 an hour. My father couldn't get a job. So we were on welfare, and welfare was probably $17,000, $18,000, $19,000 a year at the time in Canada. And it's a family of 5. But it was just enough that my dad just spent this cycle between drinking and not working. And he would try in bursts. And, I think that it must have been deeply frustrating for him, obviously. So I want to be compassionate to the struggle that he went through. But man, I would have thought that 17,000 is not nearly enough support. And so it would animate you to try to do whatever it took. But could he have gotten a job making $8, $9, $10 an hour at a store? He could have. He chose not to. And so my recollection of being a ward of the state is that the threshold for that helplessness is far lower than one may think.
Right.
And then if you actually stack all these other things, people will just fall into their worst proclivities.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
This sounds very nice. It sounds very inspiring. I was a poor little boy. Everyone's doing JD Vance. I was, el niño más pobre. I was the poorest boy. I couldn't afford a can of soup. His dad was a diplomat from Sri Lanka to Canada. Not only was his dad like an immigrant, like the ones that Donald Trump would say are the best immigrants, I know most of you don't want me here. Most of you want me on the first flight back to Venezuela.
For fuck's sake, put him on the next flight to Venezuela.
But I'm here. Okay? My parents are professionals. We're the good ones, as President Trump says. We have the good genes, as he says, okay? It's a joke. But what I'm saying here is that Chamath's dad was a super immigrant, actually. His dad was a fucking diplomat. Do you know what that means? It means his dad could have run over a Canadian guy and they would not have been able to prosecute him. He was completely insulated from legal consequences, financial consequences, everything. And yet here he is lying through his fucking teeth like an ant. The reason I don't like Chamath, and maybe it's because I'm a little old school. I'll tell you the real reason I don't like Chamath. Chamath had a Chinese wife. Beautiful. She co-founded Social Capital with him. Okay? When he got rich, he dumped her for a young Italian heiress. You can't do that. You cannot do that.
You can't do it. It's disgusting.
That is disgusting. It's disgusting. Look, I'm not saying that we don't upgrade from a Civic to a CRV when you make a little bit of money, right? You're driving around in your Civic. Maybe you go out there, you get yourself a Lexus. You don't go straight to the Ferrari. And if you do, then the rest of the lifestyle must be like that as well. It must be congruent. You must be full Andrew Tate. I want to see Chamath ripped, fighting people, driving around drunk, smoking hookah in his Lamborghini. Or I don't want to see him doing this at all. You're gonna tell me, I was the poorest Sri Lankan boy. No, you weren't. You were fine. I hate JD Vance. Fat boy has ruined this country. Everyone, and I remember, I hate conservatives so much. I hate them. They are the worst. They're the worst people. They're the worst people. They do this thing where when everyone else was doing it, when it was the woke period, when everyone was out there just being woke.
Say the M word. Go on.
What they decided to do was to treat us. And now that the white guy's doing it, everyone gives us a fake story. Amazing. Disgusting. He never even founded anything, by the way. He was at Facebook when they already had millions of users. He's a liar. Whatever. Let's continue. What else we got? We got to check out the White House post today or yesterday. This is not a mistake here. I know you're thinking it's a mistake. White House will be posting Q today from the official White House account because we live in a schizophrenic fucking hell. This place is just.
We live in hell. We live in the gutter.
This is the worst. It's just there's no escaping it. It's just full hat. We're here. He'd be oh yeah Q. Anyway, let's go back here, and then if you scroll, and you scroll, and you scroll, you get. And by Q, we mean quantum. Stay tuned. Now, most of you, not you in the audience here is very intelligent, but most of you in the world, most of you, you know how I feel. You know how I feel about this.
Technically, according to the strict law of the Torah, not one Gentile in the world deserves to live.
Okay? You know how I feel about it. My problem here is that this is quite clearly and obviously the next scam. Dude, it's like it goes from AI to quantum to eVTOL to this to that to this. But people are going to nuclear and all this. And guess what? None of it is getting done. I know most of you saw, not you guys, the other people. Most of you in the audience that are not here were like, oh my God, the Pentagon had to ban Claude. Don't you see how that's going to benefit them for their upcoming IPO? Don't you see how it's selling really hard? It's so good the government had to ban it. Don't you see? It's literally when NWA got the parental advisory on the CDs and they sold more. It's the same exact thing. But most people just, I don't know. People will just, it's like a cat, but cats are intelligent and beautiful beings. You know, you just use the laser. But it's like a cat that had a lobotomy, and people are, quantum, and then nuclear, and the whole time your pocket's getting picked. But you know what? I wipe my hands of it. Call me the Pontius Pilate of America. Let's continue. Here is the actual post, which went vintage Trump meme. Are you enjoying the show? Refill your popcorn. You'll love this next part. American quantum dominance. And here is the meme. And there is Trump with the Q, which is, I'm sure it's really good to do this when at least 1% of the country is actually crazy and believes this. 1% of the country is probably out there thinking that John F. Kennedy Jr. is going to come back now and that he's going to do. This is insane. This is insane. I mean, you know, us on the show, we're good farm boys. I am a disciple of Malcolm X. Masses house is on fire. More win, more win. We can only go up when we calm down. You can only pick yourself up once you've hit rock bottom. But things, I'm not sure this is great for the mental health of Americans. I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure. I mean, you know, most people, I don't know most people, but at least 1% of the country, that's a lot. I know there's not a lot of finance people here. 1%'s a lot. Maybe even 0.5%. That's still a lot of Americans believe in Q. They are out there like Japanese soldiers in 1979, killing Filipinos for the emperor because they have not been told the news yet. Or maybe they did know the news. Ever consider that? Anyway, and we're just sitting here like, yeah, dude, like it's fine to trigger people. I love going to the grocery store and then the gunman comes in and starts interrogating me if I've seen the new Tucker Carlson interview. It's actually my favorite part of being an American. I love it. I love it. You got to stay away from public spaces, folks. It's a dangerous time to be out there. If you care about yourself, you got to be a little bit careful out there with this Q nonsense. You're not catching me out there. Let's continue. Let's check in on Fat Boy over here. Ephra, how are you doing? Ephra, I took your advice. Round of applause for Ephra. Ephra, Alex the Mechanic is calling everyone a communist, and it's going super well. It's going super well. Check him out on Facebook. What is quantum dominance? I don't even know what that means. You know what, Ephra? Our classic response.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's not. It
gets the people going.
That's what it means. That is what it means.
No one knows what it means.
That's what it means. That's what we know that it means. There's no other way. There's no other way. I don't know, but it sounds fun. Maybe we'll make some money off of it. How you doing, Robbie? Robbie, you have some competition now, dude. You and Crust
This one's
Punk.
easy. How long have you been
That's right.
What was that? What was that?
married, and when did you know?
Twitter is acting up. Anyway. Neptune, dude, this guy's cool, man. This guy is very cool. Can't tune in now. Looking forward to catching in the moment. Make America great again. This is Robbie. I'm telling you, Robbie, you and Neptune are the greatest writers. You guys, I told Neptune, you guys need to open the Blaze competitor, and you will sell to every conservative. You guys have the writing style down. It's beautiful. Let's watch over here. Shouts out to Neptune. Let's watch over here. This is J.D. Vance over here talking to his wife, reading to the children in his George W. Bush era.
Today's special reader is my husband, Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance. Thanks for joining us today, honey.
Of course. Good to see you.
One more time. That little pat there.
Good to see you.
What is she, a cat? She an Indian cat? What's going on?
Good to see you.
What?
Of course. Good to see you.
I know that there are people who are like racial types, and they're like, oh, I don't like JD Vance. I don't like JD Vance in general. JD Vance could be married to anyone, and I'm going to dislike them because they're married to JD Vance. It shows poor judgment. But what is this?
Good to see you.
They could have changed the angle. They had multiple angles. They could have gone to her close up, but they had to torture us with this.
Good to see you.
I don't even pet dogs like
Of course,
that.
good to see you.
It's like a double tap. This is our.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Is he gonna shake the baby out of her too?
Of course, good to see you.
This is our vice president, folks. Why didn't I get this job? Why can't I get this job? If someone so mediocre can get this job, why can't I get it?
What the fuck is this? Whose ass didn't I kiss?
I could do this job. I could definitely do this job. I could do this job. Way better than JD Vance. Everything Fat Boy has been assigned, he has fucked up. And yet I'm sitting here like some asshole on the internet when I should be the vice president. I should run for the vice presidency. I've always wondered why no one has done that. Because, you know, they're separate on the ballot. You could run as a vice president on your own. They just, they put them together. But if you do like a viral vice president campaign and then you win in spite of everything, that would actually be pretty funny. I think that would be pretty cool. Someone should do that. Someone should run for vice president on its own. Ephra says, the dude knows something. There is no coincidence that JD is being more presidential. No, do you think he knows something about Trump's health? Ephra, I have to be honest with you. I would love to give you a well thought out answer to that question. I really would. But the problem is that, and this is where, you know how when a justice on the court, you know, it's their cousin who murdered someone and they have to say, I recuse myself. I have to recuse myself from that line of questioning, Ephra, because I cannot look at this man's face. You should have seen me last week. You weren't here last week, Ephra. We watched like 5 videos of this guy and I was pissed the next show the whole time. This guy spikes my cortisol. I don't know why. There's just something about him that it just makes me angry. It makes me angry. Can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry, Ephra. I wish I could answer. A network hiccup? Well, let's continue. Let's see this. I have to show you here what my ex-governor here in Florida is doing because we're going to cash up with Fishback. My ex-governor is now the senator. His name is Rick Scott. Rick Scott is a half a criminal thief that stole a bunch of money from Medicare, and that's how he got rich. Okay? He is in Congress, and I don't know what he's doing over there, dude. No, he's in the Senate. I don't know what he's doing over there. He didn't do shit for Florida. He made the gun laws shittier. He poisoned the environment. He fucking sucked. But now he's over there as a senator, and he put out this message. And I just have to show you what the priorities are here.
I support the First Amendment. You support the First Amendment. We all do, right? But we don't support taking your tax dollars, creating a public venue, and having somebody come that hates Jews have a platform to do it. That's what's happening in Tampa. Kanye West, who adores Hitler, sells clothes with swastikas on it, hates Jews, is coming to do concerts. That's wrong. And it's a publicly funded venue, right? So I started a petition. Check out the link below. I support the First Amendment. You
Just woke up in a fucking steaming mood, yeah? Because I live in a shithole!
I can't even watch Kanye perform anymore. It's illegal for me to enjoy Kanye now in Florida. It's illegal. For all this talk from conservatives, from conservatives, oh, they love, where's the clip?
Conservatives are the worst. You cannot work with them. You have to be in opposition to them. You have to oppose them constantly, even when they sound like you, especially when they sound like you. And you need to deplatform conservatives.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I thought the reason that we were conservatives in the free state of Florida, because I've been told myself that I don't matter. Okay. I've been told, just like, you don't matter, King Leo. You don't matter. You could leave Florida. We don't care about you. I've been told that. I've been told that to my face by the mayor, by the governor. I've been told that. They told me,
We don't care if you leave. We just want Patrick Bet-David to come here so that we can make more money. And I go, look, I don't like it, but I'm an adult. I accept things. I'm an adult. I accept things. What I don't understand, though, is why is it that if all you care about is money, why is it that Kanye West coming here, which is going to give us money, would not be allowed? Why? I'm sorry. I thought this whole state was an economic zone, actually. I was told that Florida, none of the people here matter because we're expendable. We don't matter, right? None of the people born here who love the state matter. PBD, Dave Rubin, Ben Shapiro, that's who matters. I understand. Okay, I get it. Why can't Kanye come here to make us some money? Kanye's not allowed in the state of Florida. What is this? I thought there was freedom of movement in this country. I thought this was America. You are not even the governor. You are the senator. What are you talking about? This guy is such a scumbag. Everything Rick Scott has done has stolen money from people in Florida. Literally nothing he has done has given us money. Normally, it's the opposite. Normally, a senator is trying to get you money into your state. And he did not get Trump to pay us for Alligator Alcatraz. We have lost so much money. So much money. And now here he is interfering in the private market. I'm sorry, hang on. To quote Sirianna quoting Milton Friedman, regulation. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. Regulation is government interference in the marketplace. That's Milton Friedman. What are we doing here, folks? I'm sorry. I thought we were a libertarian free state, the free state of Florida. I believe anyone should be allowed to perform here. If Patrick Bet-David can set up shop here, then so can Kanye West and Hassan Piker. Why not? We're going to pretend that Florida gives a shit about being Florida? Really? Really? Have you driven along the I-4? No, you haven't, Rick Scott. Living in this state, man, it really makes you...
Just woke up in a fucking steaming mood, yeah? Because I live in a shithole!
It's a shithole. It's a shithole. I thought this was a free market. I thought Florida was free. I thought it was free. I thought we could set up any business. I don't know. I don't even understand why. He said he was sorry. So, I'm sorry. Hang on. Wait. Okay. Hang on. O.J. Simpson moved to Florida. Now, obviously, O.J. Simpson murdered his wife. Okay? Obviously. Do I disagree with the verdict? Probably not, but that's another story. Regardless, we let O.J. Simpson live here. I have seen his fucking house. It's 20 minutes from my house. He lived here for years with impunity. He had a Venezuelan girlfriend. And now, we're not going to let Kanye come here? What? What are we talking? What is this? This is not the state of Andrew Jackson. This is not the state. What is this? Disgusting. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. Every half a criminal. I'm sure Michael Milken lives here. Bernie Madoff. I'm sure they all lived here. Who else? What other criminals have we had here? Ted Bundy. You tell me Kanye's worse than Ted Bundy? He said he was sorry. Spring says Floridians need to go full Albanian. That was a very funny story, the Ponzi scheme thing, dude. I looked into it. That's pretty crazy. Efra says, aren't these dickheads that support Alligator Alcatraz, which some could argue is kind of racist against Hispanics, but somehow discriminating against group is wrong? I don't even know. They don't even listen. Living in Florida, they don't even have to justify themselves anymore. It's like that meme of the whale. Politicians in Florida, when you ask them why Kanye can't perform, they don't even answer you anymore. They just look at you like Brendan Fraser in The Whale, like this. That's it. That's what it's like. So, my environment can be destroyed by conservatives from all over the country coming in and setting up gauche and stupid.
there is line dancing in this state. And it's not cool Florida cracker line dancing. It's like corporate line dancing. As long as, if you come to Florida, as long as you own a Harley Davidson, your 401k is over $1 million and you can inflate the property value. That's fine. But Kanye West can't come here? No. Let's continue. I wanted to show you this. This is Jeremy Boring, who has launched his own venture. Let's see how that goes. And he released this. When was this? This was on the anniversary of the Iraq War, if I'm not mistaken.
The Iraq War had consequential failures, especially in its early phase. The occupying force was too small. The decision to dissolve the Iraqi army, sending roughly 400,000 armed and humiliated men home with no paycheck and no future, was catastrophic. It created the insurgency almost immediately. American planners had underestimated the sectarian complexity of Iraqi society and had overestimated how quickly Western-style institutions could take root in soil that had never grown them before. Those failures are real. They deserve honest accounting, but they're not the whole story. In 2007, with the war on the verge of being lost, and with every political indicator pointing toward withdrawal, George W. Bush made one of the most politically courageous decisions in modern American presidential history. Against the polls, against a Democratic Congress swept into power on an anti-war mandate, against the counsel of some of his own generals, George Bush sent more troops. He surged, and it worked. By the time Bush left office in January of 2009, violence in Iraq had dropped by more than 80% from its peak. The Shia militias had been largely defeated. A functioning, elected Iraqi government was consolidating power. There was a real, fragile, imperfect possibility of a stable, sovereign Iraq. Bush seems to have believed, perhaps naively, that his successor would recognize these gains. He reportedly told Glenn Beck in words to the effect, "Once Obama sees the intelligence I see, he'll do the right thing." But Bush was wrong. Barack Obama didn't do the right thing. Obama came to power on a promise to end the wars. The political logic was airtight. Opposition to the wars had been the single most effective organizing tool in both the 2006 midterms and in the 2008 presidential election. The narrative required that the wars be a failure, and so Barack Obama delivered a failure.
Let it go, Jeremy. Let it go. Let it go. I'm not even angry at him over justifying the Iraq war. Like that's cool, man. I get it, but this is, I don't understand this. Let it go. It's been 20 years. Let it go. Come on. It just makes me want to go find Jeremy and give him a little smooch on the forehead. Just let it go, Jeremy. Just let it go. It's okay. You don't have to justify yourself anymore, Jeremy. Jeremy, it's fine. It's fine. It happened. Look, it's like a divorce. Let's ask Andrew Wilson what it's like. Okay, I'm sure Andrew Wilson can explain the Iraq war through the lens of his divorces or his wife's divorces, right? It's fine. Like, listen, some people said some bad things. Some people did some bad things. But at the end of the day, that's it. Like, what are we going to talk? Wait, what are we going to do litigating this 20 years later? It's over. It's over. And it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Listen, all the people that died, they already died. Okay. Chris Kyle got killed by that guy or something. I don't know what happened. I watched the movie, The Fake Baby and all that. I didn't like that movie. Anyway, but it's fine, Jeremy. I just don't understand. Are we going to... You know what bothers me about this is that I know who's responsible for this debate coming back, and I pray that this is the end of it, but I don't think it is. I'm sitting here praying. I'm praying. Who would give the idea to Jeremy Boring to defend the Iraq war in the big 2026?
He could only have gotten that idea from Benjamin Netanyahu. That's it.
No, I'm kidding. It's not Benjamin Netanyahu. Of course not. It's obviously Dave Smith. Because Dave Smith, I wish I could be Dave Smith for a day. Because Dave Smith lives in 2007 perpetually. If you go to Dave Smith, I'm sure he's like, oh my God, I can go get an adjustable rate mortgage and the stock market is good and this Iraq war is so bad. Because he seems to talk about that incessantly. And Dave Smith is not in one of his peaks right now. He's in a trough, but it's like a cosine wave. We move up and down. But every time that Dave Smith opens his mouth, I know what Dave Smith is going to say. He's going to talk about the clean break memo, the war in Iraq, Syria, Libya, Yemen, Anwar al-Awlaki, blood-soaked warmongers. We need to vote for Ron Paul. But he always talks about the Iraq war. And I have had it with this. I've had it with Green Day moved on. Everyone else moved on. Are we going to keep talking about the same thing? Do we really want to go through the whole rigmarole all the time? It already happened. Are we going to? This is a particularly American thing, by the way, I've noticed. I know all you guys, especially the right wingers here, are going to be like, stop talking shit about our country. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm first generation. All right. So I get to see things from the outside point of view. Only you guys are still fighting about a civil war that was 150 years ago. Nowhere else in the world do they do that. There will be playful jabs about it in Paraguay, about the War of the Triple Alliance, which basically genocided Paraguay. But they're not going to be fighting about it. They're not going to go to a bar and fight with Bolivians about that. They'll fight about something else with Bolivians. And if they do bring up the war, they're just like, it was so sad, hermano. What a bad time. That's crazy. Only in America. In America, this is real Baudrillardianism, man. The war never ends. The war is still happening. The only war that Americans don't talk about anymore is like the Revolutionary War. But they're always debating the Civil War, Iraq, Vietnam, World War II. It's always, how are you? These wars do not stop. They never die. And Jeremy, I just think it's unbecoming of you. I think it's unbecoming, honestly. This is some old shit. This is, like Kanye said, this is a Kanye episode. Are we going to have, I'm sorry that I cheated on you day? Like, what are we doing here, man? What are we doing? We're fighting about the Iraq war. It's 2026. Let's continue. I can skip this for the day. All right, let's get to the next segment. Dude, the audio is pissing me off here personally, but fuck it, we ball.
The people are retarded.
All right, let's get to our next segment here. I celebrated on the show. I celebrated this weekend. Did you go out this weekend? Did you get some soul food? Did you get a little spice in your life, a little culture? I was out in Perrine. I ate some ribs. Where's the clip?
Gotta have them ribs. And pussy too.
Okay, that's what it was. It was great. I loved it. I love Juneteenth. I love any excuse that I have to go around and go eat some real soul food because it's the best food in the country. It's very, very good. Okay. But I did see some issues here, which I want to address. I want to address this. Okay. This is a problem. And let's just play this. Let's just play this.
Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can for the people. But the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night. That's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear free?
Listen, I know we have some right-wing people. We also have some left-wing people. We have a bit of everyone here. I love black people. I've said it before. Before any white people freak out, I love the whites too. I love everybody. Black people, I feel out of place, but I can't be doing this in the big 2026, man. You can't be doing this.
We brainwashed out here, bro.
You can't be doing this. You can't be doing this. You cannot. Please. We cannot be doing this. We cannot. I'm serious, dude. We can't be doing this. We cannot. I'm saying it because from love. I'm serious. Dude. I love Marcus Garvey. I love Malcolm X. I even respect MLK. I didn't like him before, but I respect him now. Even Nat Turner, I understand it. I get it. I know the right wingers won't like that, but dude, you're a slave. What else are you gonna do? Okay, I get it. But we can't be doing this in the big 2026. Please, we can't be doing this. We cannot do this. We can't do this. This is a problem here. I am not going to dress up like a Caribe Indian and like whip myself to look like someone that Columbus killed. I'm not going to do that. We can't be doing this.
This is exactly what I'm talking about, the slave mentality, the slave mind.
We cannot be doing this. Please, please.
This is exactly.
It's bad. It's not good. It's not good. This is over. The pandemic is over.
During the pandemic, my lifestyle drastically changed.
It's over. We don't have to do this anymore. Please. I don't like to see these images. I find it to be undignified. Look, slavery was horrible. I'm not saying anything wrong with that. I still haven't gone to the African American National Museum. I really do want to go. They have the funk machine in there. All I'm saying is to my Black American brothers and sisters, because I love you. I'm serious, man. Please don't do this. Please. I'm serious. I'm serious, man. And to be honest, the reason I'm saying it is because you are a very influential group of people. And I don't want to see like second or third generation Hispanics start dressing up, you know, I don't know, like in chains and pretending that Columbus is like impregnating them or something against their will. Please, I can't do it. I can't. Please. Listen, I love August Wilson. I am an amateur scholar of African American culture. I love Black American culture. I love August Wilson. I love Ma Rainey's Big Flat Back Bottom. I love Fences. I love all that stuff. I really do. Can we just get those plays or something? They tell the story, but in a good way. August Wilson's last play was like a 300-year-old slave telling the story of slavery. It was very good. I like it a lot. We can't be doing this. This is big 2026. Please. Please. Let's continue. I had a good Juneteenth. I didn't see any of this. All the people I was around, we were having a good time. Got my plate, paid cash, loved it. Amazing. Great time. This, no. Please, no. Please. Let's continue. We have to check in over here on the British. For anyone that doesn't know, Keir Starmer resigned. I was just beginning to like him. I like anyone that will look a conservative in the face, like Tommy Robinson, and tell him to fuck off. I love that, actually. But this is British Colonel Richard Kemp speaking in Jerusalem. Let's listen to this here.
I speak as a goy, a mere goy. The Jews were put on the face of the earth to be a light unto nations. And Israel is being that light in defense of its own country. And I think most particularly, not just in military technology, but in the way in which those extraordinary men and women of the IDF have shown the world how to fight. And many countries in Western Europe, which are going to face this violence, will be looking to Israel to see how they're going to fight. So the narrative is one thing, but action, I think, is even more important.
I'm clipping this, dude. I'm going to clip this. I love it.
I speak as a goy, a mere goy.
This is how I approach the world now. I really do. I get it. I really do get it. I get it. Does anyone know what's going on in Iran? I literally have no idea what's going on in Iran. We're going to get into that later in the show, but I don't understand what's going on. We have the goys, my goys, calling ourselves goys. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hang on one second. Is this working here? Apply. Hello. And this should be working. Let me check here real quick.
The Jews were put on the face.
That's a little better. We can't be doing this. J-Boss says he crossed the line into self-prostration. I don't know that word, sir. I'm Hispanic and slow, dude. English is my second language. Self-prostration. And then he said Mirgoy was fine, but Mirgoy is a bit too far. Well, but the converse would also be okay, right? Look, I'm speaking to you as a mere Hispanic. All we do is change oil and pick fruits. I can say that, right? We're allowed to say that. But what I wonder mostly is, why is this being put out? Why does this make anyone look good in the situation? Does this make anyone here look good? I'm not sure. Let's continue. The Goyim have gone insane. Have we not seen it? Let's continue. I wanted to show you this here. I wanted to show you the gluttony. Lying face down in humiliation is prostration. I'll add that one to the repertoire. Let's check in on what they're eating, man. Let's check in on what the people are eating.
Yeah, I've been doing what I want. I've been doing what I want. It's a pickup in the back, but the trunk in the front. Tequila in the back, batty blunts in the front. Purse 101, first 101. I got the money, make a broke bitch mad. I don't complain, I just pay the tab. Show me what you have, I don't care what you have. Me, I've been having it. Me, I've been stacking it. You ever been to the Maldives? It's immaculate. Margaritas under palm trees, it's extravagant. Designer fashion, never on a mannequin. Party with a baddie, you will never see your man again. Baby girl used to hate me, she's a fan again. I'm rich now, daddy, you will never see this ass again. Bye-bye. Unless you come to the audition. Every bad bitch been to the audition. Christian, Gucci, Prada, Jimmy. Christian, Gucci, Prada, Jimmy.
I can't stand these fucking people, man. The joke is becoming a reality. Every day I hate one more person. They drive me crazy, man.
Listen, I love universal healthcare. I really do. I think it's a great idea. I know that the libertarians are going to eat me up for that. I love it. I think it's a great idea. I do. I actually do. I like it a lot. What is this? I mean, at least she doesn't need Ozempic. But what is this? The greed of the average American. This is why we're being punished, right? That's what bothers me. I feel like I'm in The Sopranos. In the first episode, Tony says, I feel like he came in at the end of something, My parents should have come here in the 80s or something, dude. Maybe even 10 years buying would have been better, Because I just, this is all I believe in. This is all I have is America. I really don't have anything else. What else am I going to believe in? And I see the state of it, and it just, more wind, obviously, but I just wonder, what was it like? What would it have been like if I'd been born 10 years earlier, Because I've said it before, the perfect life is being born in 1946 and then dying in the Twin Towers in 2001. That's the perfect life. You can't beat that. That's the greatest ever. There's literally no other perfect life. It's amazing. Maybe the end there's a little scary, but I'm talking on impact. You die immediately. That's all right. That's not a bad way to go. You live through the best periods. But now I'm here, and the Americans are dipping their burritos from Taco Bell into the cheese cup that's made of plastic. And I'm supposed to walk around like this is normal. This is the way the world works. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. And I just, what happened here? What happened to the capital, the human capital, to the elite human capital in this country? What happened to it? What happened? Let's continue. I had to show you this to show you this is a very Florida heavy episode.
Just woke up in a fucking steaming mood, yeah? Because I live in a shithole!
Let's see what they are building. I love it. Someone bring back Marjorie Stoneman Douglas so she can watch what they're doing to my beautiful state. You know what they're doing to Florida? They're going to kill this state. They are tearing down all of the beautiful wildlife in this. The deer don't have anywhere to live. The panthers, they're all dying. They killed 2 of them with a car last week. They're already not even real Florida panthers. They're bred with Texas panthers because there's so little of them that if they breed amongst themselves, they produce inbred children. And this is what they're building here in Florida. They're tearing it all down, destroying the environment to build this. Let's see what they're building here. Let's see what they're building.
I'm the real estate developer behind the man cave concept in Florida. This is one of the largest community of luxury man caves in the entire country. And I'm going to show you what these guys do in their spare time, why they invest in this type of lifestyle, and show you what they do to pass the time. Come on, let's take a tour. All right, it's a hot sunny Saturday. I'm at the man caves, and I'm going to take you inside one of my buddies' units and show you exactly what these guys use their man caves for. He is a avid barbecue master. He always is using his Traeger pellet smoker. He's got the Blackstone. He's got a grill. It's always smelling good over here. Loves to play ping pong. So, the man caves also serve as a special purpose of storage for their things from their home. And he's got an upstairs that leads to a separate storage room up there. I won't take you up there. I don't know what's in there. But he's got the lifestyle going for him with a nice little nook for his workstation. He's got a very nice kitchenette with a long table. That he's got some super cool industrial garage style cabinets and drawers. And as you can see over here, he is a sportsman. So he's got his fishing rack over there, and he in the constitutional carry state of Florida. I'm sure he's got some nice firearms.
Right.
Being a responsible gun owner like we all are. So then you come over to the living room, and he's got some nice leather furniture, some recliners. He's got a 64-inch TV to watch some movies or the games, and he's got a nice rack of fancy wine. And you'll see, just kind of get a glimpse of what he uses this part of the man cave.
Why don't you just get divorced at this point? It's actually more dignified to get divorced. It's actually more dignified to get divorced. This is what happened here, man. I bet you this is Andrew Wilson's unit, actually. I bet you this is where Andrew Wilson spends his weekends. What happened? What happened? What happened to men? What happened to them? What happened?
What the fuck happened to you, man? Your ass used to be beautiful.
You used to be beautiful, actually. What happened? What happened? This is your average man in Florida now. We used to have real people here. Real human beings. Real people. And now, in their red polarized mirror Oakleys, wearing the baseball cap at the age of 50. At least he's not wearing shorts, but jeans, come on, man. What happened here? And I'm going to be honest here. I don't care if it's controversial, dude. This seems to be a white problem, actually. This seems to be a white problem. Before you get all mad.
You are fighting against America and you hate white people.
This is some constructive. Listen, man, this would not happen in a Hispanic family. It would not. It wouldn't. There is no concept. It's like, when Columbus or Magellan went to, I don't know, like South Africa, and he tried to explain the concept of a flintlock revolver or something to the people there. And they were like, we don't have a way of saying that in Xhosa. That's what man cave in Spanish. And no one knows what that means. What does that even mean? You have your wife and you have your house. And then you have an investment property, and that's about it. You don't do this. If you hate your wife so much, then get divorced. I'm not a wife guy or anything. I'm not telling you can't have hobbies and can't have fun. You should, actually. You should. Okay? But you can't be doing this. You can't be doing this. I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong. It sounds to me, can you sell this? I don't see. When I saw this unit, I didn't see any Scarface posters. I didn't see any hot sauce. This is a white man's unit if I've ever seen one. What's going on here? What's going on here? How? Listen, I don't get it. What is driving this? Ephra says, I think that one that dies after having all the comforts in life dies with the most fear. Warrior is the opposite. They will die a comfortable death after their body is completely tired. Hagukure quoted? Or was that you, Ephra? But I agree. I completely agree. What is it? To quote Kanye quoting Shakespeare, a coward dies 1,000 deaths. Spring says, man caves are so appealing to the middle class consumers that it is bound to proliferate through all communities. Listen, I'm not trying to be, I'm not putting anyone down. I'm just wondering, because I have not met a Hispanic or Black guy who has told me about their man cave. One guy I've met who was white told me about his man cave. But it was at his house. It was in his garage, you know? And another one once told me about it in Canada, and it was in his basement, and used that word man cave. That is possible. It could be a bourgeois disease. Absolutely. No problem with that. I'm just using my pattern recognition skills. Could be wrong. Obviously, we have to run a regression analysis on man cave ownership and ethnicity. J-Boss says, what is the concept here? Drive to the storage to spend time at that said storage with a concrete floor? Yes, it is, sir. Yes, it is. This is what they're destroying the Everglades for, so that people can drive to this. How beautiful, right? How beautiful. We're eliminating the wildlife here. How beautiful American crocodiles, very endangered, by the way, American alligators, so that the animals can eat. And a CNC mill, workshop. It never even started, man. It never even started. This country is cooked. But, you know, as we say, more win. Let's continue. Do we get to the stories? I think we get to the stories. All right, we have to get to the stories. We don't have time for it anymore. Let's get this one out of the way because I'm probably going to get agitated while I tell you about it. Because it's about my home state of Florida. Okay? We have to talk about the governor's race, Mr. Fishback. But we have to start with some pretty ugly stuff here. Okay? This is what's happening. Well, let's start with this. Let's check out James Fishback's new ad. Okay, let's start with this.
So this incident happens at Seed to Table, and then you
so stupid.
have,
Twitter is killing me today. Let's watch this.
Oh, hang on.
One more time. No. You've lost me, James. You've lost me. Jaime, my Hispanic brother. Byron Donalds is not black. He is from Belize. Listen, I know that some people disagree. And maybe I guard the... It doesn't even make sense, really, right? I'm a Hispanic guy, but I get very protective about who claims this. Black people are Black Americans. That's how it was taught to me, and I love them. The other ones are tethers in that community if they try to pass themselves off as Black. Jaime, you said he was a tether. You said he wasn't Black. Brother, what are we doing here? What are we doing? He is not Black, J-Boss. He's not Black. Black. I want Byron Donalds to sing me the first verse of Lift Every Voice and Sing, because I can, and I'm not even Black. I want Byron Donalds to tell me how many seasons of Homeboys in Outer Space they were, because I can tell you, and I'm not Black. I want Byron Donalds to tell me what character was spun off on Family Matters and what that show was called. And that's an easy one. And I know that one, and I'm not Black. Byron Donalds is not Black. But let's continue. What I appreciate about James is that as this campaign is winding down, everything got better. The quality of everything got better. I mean, let's just do some analysis because this is how we started this show, actually, when we were looking at Zoran. We got an interesting rule of thirds here, right? We got the flagpole dividing this third here. We got the tree. It doesn't go all the way down, but that's okay because we have this line here dividing this other third. And here we have center focus. I'm not a huge fan of center focus. I don't want to feel like I'm watching that movie that Oz Perkins made. I forgot what it was called. It was so bad. But, you know, it's cool. We have a nice balance here of the dark and the white here. Here we have all dark on the bottom, but it's green. Beautiful. And what I have to say is that I really do love the suits. The suits have gotten better, Mr. Fishback. I love you, my Hispanic brother.
It's not often you see a Mexican in a suit.
We make it look easy, man. The Hispanics that we're out here, Marco Rubio, my Hispanic brothers, Marco Rubio. What's a I want to throw in a lefty, but I just can't think of any that I'm like, that's my Hispanic brother. I'm going to say Tio out in California. Even though he's a bureaucrat, he's not Hispanic, but whatever. We got Bukele. We got, even Petro. He was making us look a little crazy, but he still looked good. Okay. We have Fishback. We have Fuentes. We have Marco Rubio. Whether you agree or disagree with these guys, they're out there wearing the suit. We look real good. You know, it was a good looking thing, but this ad, I'm like, you've lost the plot, sir. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying this part. The coolest thing James Fishback ever said was that Byron Donalds wasn't black. I like that. Byron was not black. Anyway, let's check in on how my state is doing, because this is just one part of it. So my governor, and let me remind you, this state is in the gutter. Okay.
We live in hell. We live in the gutter.
This state is doing poorly. It's not doing well. All right. We're doing bad in this state. Okay. I wish this state is having issues with insurance, with car registrations, with crime. We are having issues. Maybe not crime, but we're having issues. Okay. Today, I couldn't go out in Miami because a bunch of Scottish people were in the streets for some football match. And we're out there in Calle Ocho running around all drunk and crazy. Yeah, I want to hear about whatever. I can't even leave my house because a bunch of Scottish people are going to start yelling about haggis and smell like beer, whatever. My state, you know, they talk a lot about the Hispanic invasion. Have they talked about the Scottish invasion of America? Okay, this is a majority city, and we're being invaded by the Scottish. Okay. This is not William Wallace. I'm not enjoying it. Okay. Anyway, no, it's cool. Scottish people, they're cool. They're welcome here. Of course. Why not? I've just never seen so many of them. I've never seen a Scottish person. And then I go outside and there's like 300 of them, 1,000 of them. And where are all these Scottish people coming from? I feel like I'm being demographically replaced. It's temporary, but it just made me feel strange. I was like, where are all these Scottish people from? Yelling at me about their football team. I don't like it, but it's fine. You know, it's fine. I'm sure that's how other people feel when the Hispanics go somewhere else and they start playing on their JBL speaker, but that's fine. Yeah. Anyway, we have problems in the state. What is my governor? Ron DeSanctimonious, Meatball Ron, Fatty Ron, the fattest governor to have ever fatted at the governor's face. The worst Ron DeSantis, the worst praying mantis. No, I can't do it. Someone needs to write a haiku about this when it's over. You will never be president. You know how they used to say, like, you will never be a real woman? They used to say that, these people on like, it was always retarded, dude. It was like Ben Shapiro yelling at some 18-year-old. Whatever. You will never be a real president, Ron DeSantis. You won't. Anyway, what is he doing? Let's see.
Welcome to the pain zone. It's where we live.
Not surprising, Culver's has exploded in Florida over the past 10 years, still trying to get an In-N-Out in America's favorite sunny peninsula. This is how I feel right now.
This is a crucifixion.
It's just, you're killing me, man. You're killing me. We put an Italian in charge, and all he can talk about is food. Not beating the stereotypes, Italians. There's a joke in Cuba because of how bad it is over there, where they say, it was based on a real thing. A local government there was going to refurbish an old fountain, and they, like, for 20 years after, they said, oh, don't worry, dude, everything's fixed. They fixed the fountain, and then everything's crumbling around them. I didn't know all we needed to make Florida habitable again was to bring In-N-Out, was to bring slop. It's just, I don't even know who is the audience for this. Is it Patrick, Bet David?
Some Gentiles are very stupid. They'll never think. They only want the beer and the alcohol and the sport and the football and the 4th of July barbecue and the beach and the tattoos and the clubs. That's all they have in mind.
It must be so much fun to run for office because you just become Alex the Mechanic. Look at this here. This article here, two fat people eating burgers outside. It's just, I can't believe it. I can't. This is what his priorities are. My governor, it's just the worst. It's the worst. Can you imagine living here? Dude, living in Florida, I understand what Nelson Mandela felt like now. I really do. Like, in prison and outside. This is like living under apartheid, actually, living in Florida. You know that things are going bad. You know that they're going bad. You know that it's not going to get better. And you know that someone needs to do something about it. But you can't. Like, there's nothing you can do. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? But that's not it. Okay, that's not it. Okay? That's my governor. What's my future governor doing? Thank you, Byron. Let's see this here.
So we decided to make a stop on the campaign trail at Steak and Shake, because the beef tallow fries, the grass-fed beef, it's just healthy. It's a healthy way of eating, healthy way of living. I think it's going to be important for not just Florida, but for our country. We got to do better about our food. It's going to help. It's going to obviously help with our health, better for our kids, better for our communities, better for our country. So stop by. Beef tallow fries. So we decided.
Can you believe I live here? Can you believe it? What am I supposed to do? Like, where do I move? Where else is there? Where else is there? I don't want a state income tax. I don't want to. You get spoiled here, right? Because I'm born here. I don't know what it's like to fill out a state tax return. That sounds ridiculous to me, actually. And I'm not moving to Wyoming because I'm sorry. I don't think I would fit in Wyoming, actually. I think they'd be calling ICE on me. Where am I supposed to live? Where? This state, we're about, listen, and it's not even Byron. It's not even Byron's fault. Byron is going to be Mobutu. And Ron DeSantis is fucking Il Duce. We're going from slop-eating dictator to slop-eating dictator to slop-eating dictator. That's the whole thing. He's fat. He's fat, and he's telling me I have to eat right. I swear, dude. I swear. Amnesty International should open a case for me. Like, they really should. I am a prisoner of consciousness. I really am. I'm a prisoner of conscience in Florida. Amnesty International, if you can hear me, I need some shit like they did for Nelson Mandela. I need people writing petitions to get Leo out of Florida somewhere safe. Because I don't know where it is, and I need someone to step in and help me because I can't figure it out. This whole state is run by, I don't understand how I'm meant to live here. How am I meant to live here? Let's continue because it doesn't end there. Now, let's listen to Byron. Dude, everyone is just doing their worst here, man.
What's your favorite food?
Favorite food, man, it's gotta be chicken. I just love chicken.
Favorite
I just love it.
And obviously, Fishback says LMAO.
Shut up, man. Man, listen. You ain't got to say. Listen.
My favorite food is chicken. Byron, brother, I understand you're a tether. If I were running for governor and I said my favorite food was tacos, it would not be a good idea to say that. Do I have to explain why? My favorite food is chicken is also the most vague statement I've heard. My favorite food is chicken. I've never asked someone what's their favorite food and they said chicken. They can say grilled chicken, fried chicken, coq au vin, something like that, like a real dish. Chicken. What does that mean? Chicken. My favorite food is chicken. It seems like everyone in Florida in politics, all they're thinking about is food. Nom, 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 nom. Bunch. Nom, 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 nom. That's what it's like living here. It really is that way. It really is that way. But don't fret. There's a dark night here. Paul Renner. Let's listen to what he has to say here after seeing Byron go eat some chicken.
Hey, boss, you want to stop and grab some lunch? There's a steak and shake up there.
Steak and shake? I think I'll pass.
Sensational.
Thank you, Paul. I have no idea what he is or what he does. He's a Republican. I have no idea what he does. And you know what's sad is this is why he's not going to win, actually. He's not going to win because he's not doing this. I have no idea what he wants to do to the state. I have literally no idea. But it seems like the only people not talking about food in my state who are trying to become governor are Paul Renner, James Fishback, and what's his name? David Jolly, the Democrat. They're the only ones who are talking about real issues. Respect. Seriously, respect, man. Respect. J-Boss says, Mr. Ron DeSantis, be careful not to get all bunched up in the pen. Your haiku. Ephra says, have you considered Kansas? I can't do that. I can't move to Kansas. Listen. All right. I know that listen. I'm not. The only places I can live in this country are like the Southwest, California, Florida, and parts of New York. That's it. I'm not, listen, and it's not because I hate anyone. It's not because of anything like that. It's just, I know it's going to be a thing. You're going to be the one Hispanic guy there, and it's going to be an uncomfortable situation for everyone. I'm going to be there. They're not going to understand. I'm going to be playing bolero music too loud on a Saturday. I'm going to go to the restaurant. I ate chicken once at a white establishment. Chicken, ironically. And I couldn't eat it. It really, listen, no hate. White people make some good food. But some of the food, I don't like it. It's not, there's not enough spices. I know the spices, we use spices. You're going to get cancer because you use Baudrillard spice. I know I'll get cancer. I'll get ass cancer. It's fine. But I'm going to enjoy myself while I do it. I like a lot of that stuff, but I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. I can't be explaining that Venezuela is not a part of Mexico. I can't be doing that. I can't. And I love them. I really do love them. Seriously. But we listen, we all love each other. Orlando, that's the next best bet. I'll be there, though. I think I'm Puerto Rican or something, which is bad, but whatever. It's great, actually. Puerto Ricans are amazing. Yeah. Okay. Spring says, move to an Indian reservation in North Dakota. Cheap cigarettes. That's true. Definitely true. Let's continue. Cheap cigarettes. I had to show you this. James Fishback was endorsed by MAGA, Make America Healthy Again.
As of this afternoon, I am officially the MAGA-endorsed candidate running for Florida governor. The MAGA Institute, inspired by the incredible work of RFK to push for health freedom and revive healthy living in the United States, has officially endorsed our campaign for Florida governor because they recognize the fight for health freedom is bigger than left versus right. It is about right versus wrong. It is wrong to mandate vaccines. It is wrong to give pesticide manufacturers immunity. It is wrong to let big pharma over-medicate our kids. And it is wrong to shut down our state, our businesses, and our churches under the guise of a public health emergency. As governor, I'll end the war on raw milk. I'll fight for healthy living. I'll make sure that you can buy produce and beef directly from Florida farmers without the big industry standing in the way. I'll never allow vaccine mandates to take hold, and I'll always fight for our health freedom and against the lockdowns that we saw during COVID. In 1776, we had a revolution. 250 years later, the revolution continues. And this time, it isn't just about independence from a nation. It's about independence from large corporate entities that are threatening our way of life, poisoning our food, and jeopardizing our healthy future.
So this was a week and a half ago on the 17th. And I was going to show it to you when it happened, but I was like, let's wait. Let's wait and see what happens. They rescinded the endorsement. And I wasn't surprised because James Fishback had said some edgy stuff. You know, he was like, oh, goy slop and all that. But can you believe that rescinding an endorsement? It's so hard for a Hispanic brother out here to get ahead in this country. The white man has his boot on our neck, giving us endorsements, taking them away. Why are you playing with us like that? You know that we are a romantic people. Why are you doing that? Especially Mr. Fishback. He's Colombian. Okay? Have you read Colombian literature? 100 Years of Solitude? It's very romantic. It is the birthplace of magical realism, Colombia. And you're going to be out here telling Mr. Fishback, playing with his heart like that? No. No. Boot on our necks. It's just not possible. It's not possible. How can I catch a break in this country? I don't know. All right. That's enough for now. That's our update on James Fishback in Florida. It's time to get to Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson did something very important. He has disavowed the Republican Party. Okay? Let's watch that clip first, which was covered on CNN. And we're going to see the fallout here because it seems like Mr. Fuentes, my Hispanic brother up in Chicago, was delighting in this, but also being cautious. Let's listen to this here first, real quick.
I would not support the Republican Party. There's no chance I would support the Republican Party. I'm not going to support the Democratic Party. I don't know what I'm going to do. But at this point, you know, how could I or any American voter support a political party that's not loyal to the United States, that puts the interests of a foreign country above those of its own citizens? That's it's not possible to vote for people like that. So no, I'm out. And if I'm out, then I think a lot of other people are out.
Now, my reaction to this, I know most of you are probably like, oh, King Leo, you must be so pleased. Tucker Carlson is leaving the Republican Party. He didn't, I don't know, he's kind of apologizing there. But no, you can't do that, actually.
You can't just say sorry and make it all go away. It's too late. It's not that easy. It's not fair. It's not fucking fair.
You did this. You made this mess. You know, everything in this country at this point seems to be running away from responsibility. The people of the Republican Party, the conservatives, these types, I'm always told, King Leo, you have to pull yourself up by your jock strap. You have to figure out how to carve your way in the world. It was never easy. And yet, here, I'm sorry, hang on, wait. You cannot just apologize and it's okay. You can't. He did the COVID lockdown. He got Trump elected again. He made everyone crazy talking about giant bones at the museum. You cannot just apologize and say, oh, we're all going to hug him and say, hey, Tucker, come here. Come here. Come be a Democrat. Come join me at the bisexual nightclub with my transgender girlfriend. Come here. No. You can't do that. It is not fair. This man has been, if schizo was a Schedule 1 substance, this guy would be the Pablo Escobar of that. He would have a $3 million bounty on his head. And that's what would happen. It would be him, followed by Megyn Kelly, and then Candace Owens, but she's okay because she's funny. You can't do that. You cannot do that to me. You can't do that. You can't do that. You cannot sit here and pretend everything is okay, because it is not okay, actually, Tucker. It's not. Tucker, you can't do this. You can't. You can't. This is exactly, and the old heads will remember this, exactly what happened when the Costa Concordia sank off the coast of Italy. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? This cruise ship sank off the coast of Italy. A bunch of people died. Okay? And you know what happened? You know what happened? The captain got off the boat, swam to shore, and waited for the police while everyone was dying. He didn't do anything else. That's what's happening here. You're going to abandon ship and let me drown. I'm going to be drowning in the Costa Concordia. You're not going to pull a Captain Phillips. You can't do that, right? You can't be like, take me instead. Take me. I'll do it. I'll have the Navy SEALs rescue me, but you're not taking my crew. No. You are going to be a coward. And you're going to jump off the boat and leave me here. Oh, I see how it is. I see how it is. I don't want to hear about personal responsibility from anyone who has ever been a registered Republican ever again. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear it. La, 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 la. I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry. We went to Subway. Tucker Carlson decided to put diarrhea in the sandwich and it tastes like shit. And what he says is that it's actually your fault and that he's sorry, but he's never coming back. And if you don't believe that he's sorry and that he deserves a right to order another sandwich for free, even though this one tasted bad, then you're just as fucking crazy as he is. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay. I see. You are killing this country.
Some of them going to sleep. Fuck God!
You are killing this country. This man, may I remind you the amazing topics that Tucker Carlson has covered on the Tucker Carlson podcast. I guess that the Republican Party was not good enough because he wanted to have Milo Yiannopoulos at the RNC so that he could explain the intricacies of homosexual intercourse to the crowd. And they said no. I don't see why else he would leave. Why else would he leave? Why else would Tucker Carlson leave the Republican Party? What are his other interests? Oh, his other interests are the demons that attack him in his bed at night. Fascinating. Are they not platforming a demonologist are they not playing The Conjuring at the RNC? Is that why you're leaving the Republican Party? I'm sorry. This guy's credibility. The whole credibility of Tucker Carlson is built on, and this isn't me saying this, Richard Spencer, my favorite liberal, is the one who said this. He said Tucker Carlson's whole raison d'etre, the reason that he exists as a construct, is because he came out in 2016 or 2018, and he wrote that book, Ship of Fools, where he said, I was wrong. I was wrong about everything. Wrong about everything award. Mickey Mouse voice. I was wrong about Iraq. I was wrong. Oh, I didn't know. I don't know what I said. That's what happened, right? Okay. Now, I'm supposed to trust you because you said you were wrong. You know what people do when they're wrong? They stop to reflect and they look back and they see, where did I go wrong? When I do something wrong, let's say I'm driving my car and I hit a median, right? And the tire goes flat. I change the tire. Of course I do. Of course I change the tire, right? You have to because you have to keep using your car. But I reflect. I go, what should I do to avoid this in the future? Should I drive further away from the median? Should I drive closer? Should I drive in the other lane altogether that's not near the median? What about those barriers on the highway? Could they affect me? Because it's obviously my fault because no one crashed into me. Yet Tucker Carlson's whole ideology, Carlsonism, I guess that's what Swedish people must be like. That's what Swedish people must be like. All they do is, I didn't do anything. Actually, it wasn't my fault. It was everyone else. It's your fault. It's not my fault. I'm sorry, dude. This is like if you held an intervention for a family member that's addicted to heroin or something. And they come in there and they go, I'm not addicted to heroin. You're addicted to heroin. It's all your fault because, listen, I'm not addicted because you were mean to me when I was a kid. You, I don't like. And you, I don't remember what you did, but it wasn't good. And now what happens is that I find heroin. And then the heroin, I put it in and I feel good because I don't have to think about what you're doing. So actually, you're the one addicted to heroin. That's what it's like to deal with Tucker Carlson. It's like dealing with a druggie. You're going, what are you talking about? Last week you came to me and tried to explain to me what it's like to have sex when you're gay. And now I'm the crazy one? No, you're the crazy one. You're a married man with children, and you're talking about how to be gay for 3 hours with Milo Yiannopoulos. I will never let him live that down. You're interviewing the guy who sucked off Obama, supposedly, in the 90s or something. Yeah, you're asking him how big his cock was. You're asking him what it tasted like. Is it wet? Do it grip? That's what he was doing on his podcast. And I'm supposed to be here and go, oh, Tucker Carlson, the voice of sanity, actually, is leaving the Republican Party? I'm sorry. I must be confused. No, you cannot apologize and move on. Let's continue. I wanted to show you that there's several instances of Tucker.
I'm had it up to here with the.
Here's Mike Huckabee talking about him this week because, and we're going to get to Iran after this if there's time. This is what Mike Huckabee's theory is about Tucker Carlson.
It was absurd. So he never left the airport. He came to Israel. He was so afraid somebody would try to take him out that he didn't want to leave the airport. And I didn't want to say to him, but I thought to say, Tucker, they're just not that into you. You know, you're not that big a deal here. They're not going to waste all of their credibility in taking you out.
I know that there's people in this chat who are not big fans of the state of Israel. That's fine. That's your opinion. Okay. But my thing here is that this reveals something deeply personal about Tucker Carlson, which is that Tucker Carlson clearly has some sort of narcissistic disorder. Because some of you might say, oh, King Leo, you know, haven't you seen Munich? Maybe he's worried about that. Okay, dude, that was Black September. It wasn't like Walter Cronkite. I actually completely agree with Mike Huckabee here. Congratulations, Mike Huckabee. I completely agree. Tucker Carlson really thinks he's going to... I feel like Walter White. I'm sorry, Tucker, run me through the logistics. So you're going to land in Israel. You're going to get off El Al, you're going to land at Tel Aviv airport. And what's going to happen? Please, run me through it. So Mossad or Shin Ben is going to come up to you. They're going to say, Tucker Carlson, you are so evil. We must torture you to death. Is that what's going to happen? Or are they going to come up there and attack you? Or what are they going to do? What are they going to attack you with? Is it going to be clubs? Is it going to be rocks? What's going to happen? None of that is going to happen. Because you're crazy. That's not going to happen to Tucker Carlson in Israel. It's not. Mike Huckabee. Sounds like that actually makes a lot of sense. Okay. Let's continue. I think this is very important because we're going to have to look at this later. I don't know what this pivot is because Tucker Carlson, and look at how fat and ugly this freak was a few years ago. The reason that we have to watch this is because Tucker Carlson, and this is what Mr. Fuentes pointed out as well, is actually a huge fan of J.D. Vance. I don't know how you could be a fan of J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance's wife is not a fan of J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is not someone that I'm a fan of. Are you a fan of J.D. Vance? Anyway, J.D. Vance and Tucker Carlson go way back, it seems. And while he's abandoning the Republican Party, it opens an interesting question, which is J.D. Vance is still a Republican. And to show you how much he believes in him, I mean, this is just a few years ago. This is what Tucker Carlson was saying about J.D. Let's watch this here.
And so there's a lot of vitriol directed at people who voted for Donald Trump, whether excitedly or not.
If the Republican Party has a future, it'll be organized around the ideas you just laid out, maybe led by you or someone who thinks like you. I'm serious. That's what it needs, I think. J.D. Vance, thank you.
And so,
okay, interesting. Can you imagine looking at this person and saying, you are the future of anything? I look at this person and I say, you are the past because you are going to acquire diabetes and not live past the age of 45 because you can't be walking around like that. Yeah, I look at this. I'm sorry. I look at this man. I see a man like this, two chins coming up to me. And I go, excuse me, sir. You are not the future of anything, actually. You're the future of McDonald's. You're the future of Wendy's. The future of the Republican Party. The future of the party of Abraham Lincoln. Herbert Hoover. Big fans of Herbert Hoover here in Florida. He built us the Hoover Dike. And you are going to be the face of it. You, J.D. Vance. You, the fat J.D. Vance here is going to be the face of the Republican Party. I don't know what Tucker saw in him. Maybe he saw a little bit of himself. Okay. And this is him earlier this week. No, this was on the 17th. Yeah, so last week. Because, again, I don't know what's going on in Iran. Do you know what's going on in Iran? I have literally no idea. But this is what he had to say about the developments out of Iran. Are we at war? Is it peace? The Iranians walked out of the peace treaty on Sunday, and the American fat boy didn't show up in Switzerland. Or I don't. Do you know what's going on here? Anyway, this is what Tucker had to say about the whole situation. Let's hear his thoughts.
Sure, me about how we owe you something. Are you kidding? And then to the question of whether or not Israel's our ally. In what sense? If Americans die, if the nation gets poorer, if pressing problems in the United States are ignored in favor of theoretical problems, ideological problems, or Israel's problems thousands of miles away, if your average senator is more concerned about Islamic jihad than homelessness or housing prices in America, and that is true, how are they an ally? If the Israeli intelligence service had foreknowledge of 9/11, which they did, according to the American FBI, how is that an ally? You know it's coming and you don't tell us? That's what the FBI said. That's not an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. That's a provable fact because there are photographs from September 10th of Mossad operatives mocking the burning of the World Trade Centers. And you can look them up if you want. And Fox News at one point, right after 9/11, ran that package. Wouldn't do that now. The point is not to attack Israel. The point is to attack the idea that this is an ally. There's nothing allied about that. That's an opponent, a rival, a resentful, dependent nation. And of course, that shouldn't surprise anybody. Dependency breeds resentment. People who take welfare hate the government. Adults who take money from their parents resent their parents. Like dependency always causes resentment. And they resent us. I get it. That's our fault, not theirs, by the way. But the point is, it's all ending.
Does anyone remember that documentary Loose Change? I feel like it's just loose change all the time. All the time. Listen. I don't know. Why are we always talking about old shit in this country? Talking about old shit. Listen, I got to tell you, I was a guy, I loved to investigate 9/11. I really did. Up until like 5 years ago. I was like, I'm going to crack this. You know, I've seen all the theories. I get it. The art students and all that stuff. I get it, you know. And then, you know what I did is that I grew up and I decided I will never know, actually. I'll never know. I'll never know the extent of Saudi Arabian involvement. I mean, the event was planned in the Philippines of all places because of the American war in the Philippines. A lot of people don't know that. That's why the Filipino Islamists allowed them to plan it there. Was Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, I mean, he was the master, but he's still alive. He's still in Gitmo, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. I mean, I was talking about old shit. Oh, shit, man. Effer says, there's an internal war inside the U.S., inside the institutions, inside the military, inside the government itself. It's an internal war between WASP and I country supporters guaranteed. But this isn't even a real WASP. He's a fake WASP, Efra. Do WASP, are WASP like, did they just find loose change? This is what I'm not understanding. Because I remember Tucker Carlson in particular, he said that he was like, I don't entertain any of that 9/11 nonsense. And now he's out here. All right. This is the Tucker Carlson show. This is what we're doing. I don't know. Do you guys want to litigate who did 9/11? Is that really, are we going to solve anything? Oh, you know the answer. You're the smartest boy in the whole class. You're in the 99th percentile. Now what? I've been to the airport where they trained. I've been to it in Naples or Venice. Okay? I've been there. We're not going to solve it. We're not going to solve JFK. We're not going to. And not because we don't want to, just because it's... I'm sorry. What? This is what we're doing? We're talking about 9/11? Let's see over here. This is him talking about...
Meanwhile,
Israel over here. Again.
People. So what would be the natural, obvious, well-documented effects of this? Well, migrant crises in Europe, further destroy Europe. Well, that's always been an Israeli goal, destroy Europe. Still mad about Rome in 70 AD or something. Who knows what? But that's the actual goal.
Even if you agree with this, do you think that this is persuasive? Do you find this persuasive? I find it to be a difficult argument. And maybe I'm just low IQ. Maybe I don't get it. To say that Angela Merkel was what? An agent of Israel? And that's why she let everyone into Europe, because she was mad about the Ark of Titus. I don't know. This doesn't strike me as, let's say there is an immigration crisis, which is fine. That's a valid perspective. A lot of people have it. Is this the way you solve it? I'm just wondering, going back to 70 AD, did he learn this from Vladimir Putin, that you have to go 70 AD? How many years ago was that? Like a billion? I'm not too good at math. Probably like 2 trillion years ago, like the SpaceX IPO, right? 2 trillion years ago. That's how far back we're going. Because this to me is starting to sound a little bit like Professor Jiang. And I don't know. We talk about the Freemasons and the Frankists, or is this? Am I being punked? Is this Candace Owens and whiteface? What's going on here? This is a little crazy. What's going on here? What is going on? Dude, you couldn't say this kind of stuff 5 years ago. And now Tucker Carlson is here with a YouTube channel saying all this. I'm not understanding what's going on here, actually. I don't. All right, let's continue. Now, this is important, because now we have to get to Mr. Fuentes and his response to all this, okay? This is what Tucker Carlson posted on his TikTok and YouTube shorts that comes out of that same interview. J-Boss says he's not persuading here. He's talking to people in the know. But if they're in the know, let's say that is true, then they're in the know. I mean, why would you be talking about it, you know? I'm just saying, look, maybe I'm old school or something. Because, look, one of the things I don't understand, and it's an American thing. America is the only country, the only one. I'm serious, dude. Not even the other Anglo countries that exalts and admires the rat, the informer. No one else does that. No other country in the world. And every other, look, Henry Hill, the Goodfellas. That guy's a piece of shit. He should have been in jail. Why? Why should he be in jail? Because he's a rat. Not because of any of the crimes. Because he's a rat. Because that's disgusting, actually, to be an informer. Okay, I don't like that. When you watch Breaking Bad, one of the tells to see if someone is a real G is if they still like Jesse Pinkman by the end of the show. Because to me, Jesse Pinkman became nothing more than a rat and deserved worse than what he got. Because he should have handled things in the streets. Okay, and if you can't, then you don't get involved. People in America like people that talk. You can't do a crime in America. You can't. Because someone's going to be out there, talk. You know? And, like, do you need Tucker Carlson if you're in the know? And I'm not making fun of J Boss. I'm not saying anything. And I'm not even saying, I don't agree with this, actually. But if you're in the know, why do you have to tell the people in the know that you're in the know? What is the productive element of that? Because to me, it just sounds like you're doing some sort of like Henry Hill tell-all type thing. It reminds me a lot of when you watch old footage in the South when they were doing integration. You didn't think integration was going to get done. I know I've seen them online. People are like, oh, integration. You know, they're still mad about it. And that, look, the busing thing was stupid. I think everyone can agree busing was stupid, but whatever. And they're interviewing someone about this, and they're like, what do you think of this? And they're like, well, I don't like when the N-words. And it's, okay, well, guess what? You just lost everything because you're yelling. That's not even what they're yelling racial epithets. They're angry. They're saying all sorts of horrific things. Who looks like the crazy person? You know, that's what I'm wondering. Ephra says, I don't know which side will win, but I guarantee you that this will last years. It's also interesting, obscure to actual civil war in South America. Interesting, close to actual civil war in South. We are way too poor to go to civil war effort. That's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, I have to disagree there. Hi, Gary. J Boss says, you said it yourself. What do you mean, sir? What do you mean? Tell me. This is over here. What Tucker said this in this interview as well.
What's your take on J.D. Vance?
I love J.D. Vance.
You do?
I know J.D. so well, and I've known him since long before he got into politics. I will always think of him as a friend. I think he's in an impossible situation. The vice president does not make the policy. He can't be fired because he was elected, but he works for the president. The president chose him. And this president has completely betrayed his own voters. And so that leaves the vice president in a horrible situation.
What is your advice to him then in terms of what he does here?
I know what I would do. I would march into the Oval Office and say to Trump, knock it off. Like, this is ridiculous. Right. This is the opposite of what we ran on. What are you doing? And you either stop doing it, or I'm going to give a press conference every single day from my house and explain to the world what you're doing and why. And I'm going to attack you. I don't want to, but I'm going to. I'm not sure that that's the right thing to do. JD has a different personality where he's always trying to make things better. You know, and I'm the guy who's like, you know what? You make me sick. I'm out. And that's why I guess I'm in journalism, right?
Right. And here we see again the trait I'm saying, the trait that I'm pointing out here, okay?
Wait a minute.
Hang on. Tucker Carlson's solution to get his preferred policy is to make J.D. Vance a rat. Excellent. Right. Of course. Actually, J.D. Vance should write a tell-all book. He should There's so many issues with this here. Because what I'm wondering is this. This guy plays dumb. He really does play dumb. And look, I love to play dumb. I love it. I love being Alex the Mechanic. It's my favorite thing to do, man. Making that video about how Democrats were the real racists was my favorite thing I've done in my whole life. The best thing ever. There is nothing better than becoming a full retard and talking about Democrats are the real racists. It makes you, I can understand why Dinesh D'Souza did it. It's better than sex. Okay? It's amazing. But JD Vance, fat boy, you are admitting, Tucker, that he has poor judgment because he ran with Trump and Trump is not doing what they were elected on. Now, you could tell me if you believe in fairy tales and Santa Claus and the demons that, JD Vance is a real American patriot and he signed up for. He was blinded. He was blinded by patriotism and justice. Truth, justice, and the American way. Clark Kent over here. But fat. He was going, I believe everything President Trump has to say, actually. Everything. Absolutely. He's going to do everything. No, these political donations don't matter. No, his conduct in the previous administration does not matter. Absolutely not, because President Trump has been changed. He has seen the light at the ripe young age of 80 years old. Absolutely. So he's a moron, you're saying, because no one believes that. You have to be a fucking idiot to believe that a grown-ass man is going to go, oh, I was hoodwinked. Oh, I was hoodwinked by President Trump. I'm hoodwinked. Yeah, I guess you can take JD out of Appalachia, but you can't take Appalachia out of JD. I've never been to Appalachia, but JD is not a great ambassador for them. I guess it must be really easy to scam them. Maybe I'll sign up for Patrick Bet-David's multi-level marketing company and move to Appalachia. They'll all sign up. So he's a naive, fat idiot, is what you're implicitly saying here. And then the solution for him to break out of his shell, to put it all on the line, whip it out, is to go and become a rat, an informer, the lowest of the low in any other culture except America. That is the lowest thing. I'm telling you, dude, there are people, I do not respect rats. And I advise you to not respect them either, man. Anyone who is a rat is going to betray you. I'm telling you, man, I know I sound like, whatever happened to Gary Cooper? But I'm telling you, man, every other culture in the world to this day does not admire that. Because it's fucked up. So you want him to do a Henry Hill to sing for everyone because he was so naive, stupid, and fat. Maybe he was thinking too much about cheeseburgers instead of getting elected for president with President Trump. This is incoherent. This is schizophrenic. This is retarded. And again, this is why I say,
You can't just say sorry and make it all go away. It's too late. It's not that easy. It's not fair. It's not fucking fair.
You don't get a fresh start, dude. You're crazy. You're a crazy person. And you know what's crazy is he knows what he's doing. J Boss says, Tucker is saying these things to people in the know in order to help push the Overton window, as you said yourself in other words. Okay. I'm gonna think on that. I'll smoke on it. Tobacco. All right. I'll smoke on that. I'll think about that. So that takes us to here. Thank you, J Boss. Sincerely, I'm actually gonna think about that. By the way, I gotta get you back on the email. Jen, if you're still here, you can email me. We had someone else email me because I don't know your guys' email. Nick Fuentes here says, if Tucker says he's done with the Republican Party, then let's see him keep that same energy when his best friend JD Vance is running for president in 2028. You can see why I say this. It's not often that I look at my Hispanic brother and I'm in total agreement, because usually saying something a little bit more edgy, something I don't really agree with. But I buy this, actually. This is good. He's trying to break the Tucker spell. Tucker's running a cult.
We brainwashed out here, bro.
That's the average Tucker viewer. We're brainwashed out here, man. I'm talking about being gay all the time. What? actually a good point. And this is why I gotta tell you, yeah, this is, while Nick Fuentes' arc, or, you know, it's a cosine curve, right? It's a wave. He's in a trough right now. He was in a peak in December. He's in a trough right now, and he'll peak again. That's like anything, like Hassan Pike or any of these people. But he gets to stand from outside right now and tell you this. I don't know if the Tucker viewer, maybe the Tucker viewer, his ears don't work anymore. Because, I don't know, he's been fucking watching Ancient Aliens on 100. He's doing too much DMT and listening to too much Tony Hinchcliffe, you know, to listen. But this is actual, real analysis. Absolutely. Spring says, so what should whistleblowers do? Unalive their evil bosses? No, absolutely not. That's not street rules, Spring. I think that is a good question, Spring, and I'm going to have to refine my standard. Because, like, for example, you look at someone like Edward Snowden, who's a whistleblower technically, right? Even though I think the whole thing was a CIA psyop, but that's for another time. You know, he should have fled. Obviously he should have. But that's because I think you literally don't have any other recourse, right? But in politics, as well as criminality and all that, which politics is what, like an eighth of a standard deviation from criminality, then I think over there you got to handle your business yourself. You know, if you're going to tell JD Vance to stick the knife in Trump's back, metaphorically, doing a podcast is not the vehicle. That's just talking and talking and talking. Do something else. You know what the most powerful thing to do would be to probably, I don't know, man. That would actually be an interesting question. But the good thing is that I don't have to do that. It would be Tucker Carlson that would have to do that. But yes, I appreciate your point. That's well taken. Well taken. Absolutely. And let's see here. This was Mr. Fuentes' monologue about it. Half of it here. Let's see this here.
We're also going to talk tonight about Tucker Carlson, who in a brand new interview said that he is done with the GOP. He's not supporting Republicans in the midterms. I wonder where he got that idea. Wow, great stuff, Tucker. Where'd you get that idea? You're not going to support Republicans in the midterms. Ah, that's interesting. Not only that, he said last week that Jews want to destroy Europeans with mass migration because the Romans destroyed the Jewish temple in 70 AD. Okay, so is he just stealing my show now? You done calling me an anti-Semite? Now that he's finished calling me a woman-hating anti-Semite, now he's just going to steal everything I say on the show? What happened to the blood guild speech? He finished the blood guild speech. Now he wants to say the Jews want to white genocide Europeans with immigration out of revenge because of the Bar Kokhba rebellion. It's like, brother, that's just my show with extra steps. So we'll talk about that too. Somehow I don't think that Tucker Carlson's defection from the GOP, I don't think that's going to apply to the JD Vance for president campaign in 2028. Just a hunch. I don't think that's going to be very long.
Listen, I have to say this first. I don't understand what's going on here. But as I said, and I guess this is the theme of the show, can someone get the white man's boot off the Hispanic man's neck, please? I don't agree with most of what Mr. Fuentes says. But we have solidarity because we both enjoy carne asada and some stuff, right? We're the same people in some way, right? Even though he's Mesoamerican and I'm South American, which is different, but whatever, okay? And Tucker Carlson, the white man, dude, I literally sound like a hotep right now. You know, I literally sound like a hotep, but I could do it in the hotep voice. You see, the white man, he done come in and stole all of the Hispanic man's ideas. You see it on the Nick Fuentes show. Nick Fuentes out here inventing everything. He invented all of this anti-Semitism and anti-Israel stuff. And now the white man comes in here and he tries to take credit for the whole thing. He tried to tell people not to vote You know, we taught the white man how to wipe his ass in Europe. Like, it's literally, it's what's happening. It's what's happening. Dude, what is going on? I'm sorry. I'm watching reggaeton at the Super Bowl. I'm watching Tucker Carlson do the Nick Fuentes show. Liberals are eating tacos and shit. They're speaking bad Spanish. What is going on here? What is going on? Our shit is Justin Bieber singing in Spanish. I've never related to the African American community more than now. What's going on? They're just stealing our shit. Look, even if I don't agree with it, this is my Hispanic brother and he's taking his whole show. That's absolutely true. And the cynical thing is that I bet he's right. I bet when JD Vance runs, he's just going to go right back to it. It's not even fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. Stealing the whole thing. You know, it really bothered me when MAGA started, because I remember when I was a kid, one of the things that Americans, white Americans in particular, would complain about Hispanics was that they would raise chickens in their backyard, right? Right? And now Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is telling everyone, go get your organic eggs, have your own chickens, have your own cows, stew your milk. And I'm like, dude, we took so much shit for this for like 40 years, and now they're just doing it. How is that fair? It's not fair. That's life. That's life. You know, a Mexican invented the birth control pill. We're out here. How are you doing? I really want to know, dude. I missed you, man. I missed you. I really want to know, who are you voting for the governor's election? I know you vote. I really want to know, who are you voting for, sir? Please, I really want to know. And tell me if you're enthusiastic about it. Please tell me. I really want to know, actually. I really want to know. Ephra says, Edom is the biblical name for the descendants of Esau, the brother of Jacob. This is an actual belief. It's weird, but some people believe this and is where the actual tension is. I know the black Hebrew Israelite take on Edom with the Edomites, but I don't know the real one. So I guess the real one, you know, I don't know the one that's traditional. I'll be in Miami 4th of July. I think I might be free that weekend. I have to go to Port Richey again, but I'll let you know, sir. You know I'm bad with the DMs. I don't really want to know who has me on Instagram. I will reach out to you, sir. I want to see the comedy. Spring says the Peruvians are still ticked off that the Irish. By the way, he has a really good podcast, guys. I really want to know. Go check it out. The Peruvians are still ticked off that the Irish stole their potatoes. Dude, I'm ticked off about. Are you kidding me? Listen. The Italians, they stole the tomatoes. The Irish stole the potatoes. The Spanish stole the gold, and then they gave it all to the Russians. The culture vulture is like everywhere. We can't be just Hispanic anymore. Mr. Elu is back. The second coolest Indian in the world after Kash Patel is back. Let's go. I miss you, buddy. Effer says, again, it's only from what I understand, but I can't explain to you why they believe this. Efra, hit me up on email, brother. I want to hear what you have to say. I really want to know, isn't voting for Byron Donalds? Dude, everyone hates this guy, man. I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you, because I think it's just a really bad situation. I really don't know, because even on this chat, we have some people that support Fishback, and that's fine. Fishback's not going to get elected, I don't think. And Jay Collins is not going to get elected, which would probably be like the middle of the road continuation, which would be whatever. And then the Democrat, David Jolly, I want to like him, but it's just such a bad salesman. So I understand your frustration, sir. I totally get it. It sucks we're not getting debates. We got to get Jen in here one of these days to call in. All right. Wow, it's 12 o'clock already. Did we have much more to get through here? Yeah, I mean, well, let's finish the show. We still have a crowd. This is here, Tucker. You know, we're switching back a bit here to Tucker. I want to show you how radical he's been getting lately. Let's see what he has to say here about Ben Shapiro, who I found out before the show. Ben Shapiro wants to IPO Daily Wire at $2 billion. So if you have some money that you're going, do I burn it? Do I piss on it? Do I throw it in the ocean? There's your opportunity.
The concern is that Trump isn't being appropriately respectable to a foreign head of state. He's not showing enough respect or deference to a guy who runs a tiny country of 9 million people, an apartheid state with no natural resources at all, from which we derive nothing. It's only an expense. Israel's side of the ledger is just bright red. We're not getting anything out of this at all. And Trump is treating him like the junior partner he is in negotiating with a real country, Iran. And that's what just sends this guy. Just to make that case, you also have to get self-righteous and, oh, they're risking their lives for what? The second this war started, they used it as a pretext to steal land in a neighboring country, Lebanon. They used our money and our military and the lives of our service members to steal more land? Okay. That literally happened. It's happening now. And guess who paid for it? We did. Has Israel and the United States spent more money defending Israel in the last 100 days? Oh, that's an easy one. We have. We're paying for their self-defense. We pay almost half of their entire military budget, one way or the other. So don't lecture me about how we owe you something.
This is literally the Nick Fuentes show. It's the Nick Fuentes show through Tucker. It's literally this one we have here, but Nick Fuentes.
Netanyahu, what do you have to say?
What do you have to say, Nick Fuentes? By the way, I really want to know, brother. I was gonna tell you. I started a Facebook. I'll DM you about it. I think you'd appreciate it as a comedy guy. Mr. Elu says, wasn't David Jolly a former Republican who wants to get money out of politics like Cenk Uygur? Mr. Elu, you've just described every Florida politician ever. So yeah, probably. I mean, for sure. Yeah, this is the Nick Fuentes show. Like, all right, thank you. I really appreciate that. And here he had to say this about the empire, the American empire.
On Friday, with this, the United States has officially acknowledged that Iran is a player. And that changes everything. In the same way that the 1956 Suez Crisis, another crisis, another war over a narrow waterway through which commerce flows, ended the British Empire. Now, of course, you could argue the British Empire really kind of ended with the armistice in 1918 at the end of the First World War. You could definitely argue that it was done by 1945 when they, air quotes now, won World War II. But like a lot of fading empires, it wasn't obvious to the rest of us, or there was muscle memory involved. And Britain had ruled the world. And so it was fading, but not dead. But in the space of a very short period of time with that fairly complex crisis, Britain was done. Why? Because in the Suez Crisis of 1956, Britain made it really clear that no matter what they said or wanted, they couldn't actually affect the outcome. They didn't have the power to settle things the way they wanted. The US did. And so America, maybe not formally, but certainly practically, took Britain's place as the ruler of the Middle East. With this, the United States has shown that it does not have, despite possessing the world's best or biggest or certainly most generously funded military, does not have the military power to impose its will on the 34th biggest economy in the world.
You heard it here first. The American Empire is over. I didn't hear any fucking bell, actually. I didn't hear a bell. But again, it's the Nick Fuentes show. It's the Nick Fuentes show. Just, I don't understand. I don't understand his game. I don't get it. I don't get what Tucker is doing. This all seems, I know that, for example, Jay Boss was like, this is cool or whatever. Dude, you have to remember this is the same guy who talks about gay sex with Molly Yiannopoulos for 3 hours. I don't. All right, we're doing, what is this? Is this like David Irving? Like, what are we doing now? Is he going to have David Irving on the the Tucker Carlson network. That would be crazy, actually. So David Irving lives like 2 hours from my house. He lives in Key West. It's like 3 hours. So he lives down there. It's just crazy. Like, if you look up the SPLC, they have his house there. Wow. Wild. That's what we're the Tucker Carlson show. I don't really understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get what the game is. I don't get it. I really want to know, in regards to the BuzzFeed thing, I didn't know about that. I'm going to look into it. But I will say this, what I've learned over my time seeing content and working in content, I started my show just last year. First mover advantage applies to anything. If it takes the platform itself, but if you're there first, you're going to win. So I would say to get on anything that's new, but it has to take. And who knows if it'll take. But regardless, it's worth the risk because it costs you nothing usually. And he says, how bad is it in Cuba right now? It's really bad. I really want to know. It's really, really bad. Really bad. I have a friend whose friend's grandmother has 3 sisters over there. They're all old. And there's nothing. Like there's it's just it's terrible. It's really bad. There's no medical supplies. You can get stuff in and everything, but it's very expensive. They're liberalizing the economy, but I don't have any faith in these people. They're idiots. They're idiots. It would be cool if they liberalized their economy, but I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them. Any of them. The Chinese, I love the Chinese. That's why we have the Xi Jinping plate. The Chinese are cool. I trust the Chinese if I set up a factory that it's not going to get nationalized. But in Cuba, I really don't. David Irving is one of these famous deniers of the World War II stuff. Mr. Ely. All right. I think that's enough for the night, actually. Yeah, we made our point. Before we go, though, and you know what? I'm going to show it here because I really want to know this here. I really want to know, dude. I really want you to check this out. I really want to know as a stand-up guy. Okay? I really want to know, and for anyone that's new here, you guys have to go on Facebook, okay? You have to go on Facebook and follow Alex the Mechanic, who is this character I've created who says the most trite, stupid, conservative stuff. And it is so funny to see how mad people get. I don't know if Mr. Elu knows about this. This has been the most fun I've ever had making anything before, okay? This is the best, okay? Look at this. Let's play a little bit of this one. This one came out yesterday, okay? Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe on Facebook. On Facebook, if you go on there, you can hit me up on Facebook Messenger. Just look at the stupidity here. Barack Hussein Obama destroyed America, and I'm tired of pretending that he didn't. Welcome, everyone, to Alex the Mechanic's channel. I'm Alex the Mechanic, and today I'm responding because I got so many comments on Facebook about my video about Barack Obama's library. People saying he was the best president ever. No, he wasn't. He was the worst president this country has ever had, and I have the evidence. And I might have been young when he was the president, but I was talking to my boss, Pat the Boomer, as he's affectionately known, and he was reminding me of all the things that Obama did. So it's very important that we go through these because it's time that Americans recognize that the woke left and the liberal media have hypnotized us into thinking Obama was a good president, but he wasn't. He was a very bad president who ruined this country. And to understand this, I think it's best that we start by looking at a moment that a lot of people forget. And I just get so angry thinking about this. I remember this when it happened. When Obama was a liar, that Republican who stood... So you get the gist. This is my favorite thing I've ever done. It really is my favorite. If you go on Facebook, the amount of people who get angry, the amount of people who believe it, and all you have to say, one of the crazy things is I figured out, if you say Barack Hussein Obama, it triggers both sides in ways. It's been 15 years since this man has been president, and they're still angry about it, or they're still defending it. It's so funny. I'm gonna make a DSA one, by the way. You know what? I'll give it away here, so you guys know. I'll give it away. It's gonna be called Larry's Economics, and I'm just gonna do Gary's Economics. I'm going to buy bad fake teeth, and I'm going to shoot it on a kitchen counter like Gary's Economics. And I'm going to say we have to tax everyone at 1,000,000% all the time. That's what I'm going to do with Larry's Economics. And I am giving myself schizophrenia for your pleasure as well as mine. I'm not some hero here. I never said I was a good guy of this story, okay? But I am literally becoming a crazy person because I think as Alex the Mechanic now. And then I'm going to start thinking like Larry's Economics. My producer already suggested the first video. Larry should come out there and say that we need to rebuild Gaza only because we need to tax them in order for us to get more taxes and use it for universal health care there. And then after that, we need to tax Benjamin Netanyahu separately in order to make sure that we can, like, it's just going to be convoluted and stupid, but it's going to be earnest. So people are going to think that it's real. It won't be that ridiculous, just like these. And I'm just going to go crazy. I'm literally going crazy, dude. I feel like Hulk Hogan. I've said it before, but Werner Herzog, I watched the documentary, the 4th episode today. 500% tax. Yeah, no, that's the type of stuff I want to do. And where Werner Herzog is like, Hulk Hogan, are you Terry or are you Hulk Hogan? And then Hulk Hogan's like, I don't know, brother. I don't know who I am anymore. Sometimes I look in the mirror and I see Terry. I don't even see Hulk. But I don't even see him anymore. I see Hulk. I see Hulk all the time. It's just my favorite thing. It's literally schizophrenia, dude. I'm doing Eddie Murphy on YouTube. I don't think anyone has done this. And then I want to make a libertarian one. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. You should see the death threats I get on Facebook, man. I get death threats. This guy from New Zealand sent me voice notes with death threats in them. And he was like, go fuck yourself. I hate you. And I was like, why are you so mad? You don't live in America. And he was like, because gas is $5 a liter and you're complaining about $5 a gallon. And I was like, well, then it's the same price. And he goes, you're so fucking stupid. A liter is less than gas. And I was, than a gallon. And I was like, bro, this is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. It's 12:13. Yeah, we went super overtime. I appreciate everyone. We didn't even get to Iran. So, all right, everyone. Be sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure you like, comment, and subscribe to Alex the Mechanic on Facebook, everything. If you do it there, you can hit me up on Facebook Messenger. I'll get back to you. I appreciate everyone tuning in. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Well, let's see. Well, we have to do Iran anyway, so we have a whole segment to do tomorrow again. I appreciate you guys. See you then.
Change the world. My final message. Goodbye. 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 Change the world. My final message.